In a tranquil suburban neighborhood nestled beneath a canopy of ancient oak trees, the Johnson family lived a seemingly ordinary life. One weekend, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson decided to attend a family reunion, leaving their teenage son, Jake, home alone. The house, with its white picket fence and well-manicured lawn, radiated an air of security that belied the horror lurking in the shadows. As the sun dipped below the horizon on that fateful Saturday evening, a subtle unease settled over Jake. Alone in the house, he immersed himself in video games, attempting to drown out the silence that enveloped him. The clock's rhythmic ticking reverberated through the empty rooms, amplifying the solitude. Little did he know, the tranquility of his suburban haven was about to be shattered. It was well past midnight when Jake's senses were jolted awake by an unfamiliar sound. A low, guttural noise echoed from outside, creeping into the confines of his room. His eyes widened, and he strained to identify the source. As he listened intently, the noise evolved into a series of distinct bumps and creaks that seemed to draw nearer. Curiosity morphed into trepidation as Jake cautiously approached his bedroom window, the only barrier separating him from the unknown. Peering into the darkness, he discerned a shadowy figure clad in a hooded sweatshirt. The hood concealed the intruder's face, leaving only an indistinct silhouette against the backdrop of the night. Fear clenched at Jake's throat as he witnessed the intruder's ominous actions. The hooded figure, undeterred by the potential witnesses or the risk of discovery, persistently circled the house. A chilling realization struck Jake. This was no random act. He was being targeted. Panic set in, and with trembling hands he reached for his phone. Fingers fumbling, Jake dialed the emergency number, his voice a shaky whisper as he described the unfolding nightmare to the dispatcher. Desperation fueled his words as he pleaded for help, all the while stealing glances at the enigmatic figure lurking outside his home. The dispatcher assured him that help was on the way, but the minutes stretched into an agonizing eternity. With every passing second, a hooded intruder's actions grew more brazen. Jake, now paralyzed with fear, retreated to the safety of his room, locking the door behind him. The relentless banging and scraping sounds outside intensified, sending shivers down his spine. The darkness outside seemed to thicken, and an overwhelming sense of vulnerability engulfed him. As the police sirens sliced through the stillness of the night, Jake's heart skipped a beat. Relief mingled with anxiety as he awaited the arrival of the authorities. The minutes dragged on, each one punctuated by the persistent attempts of the intruder to breach the sanctity of the Johnson residence. Finally, the flashing lights of the police cars pierced the darkness, casting an eerie glow on the quiet street. Officers approached the house cautiously, their eyes scanning the surroundings for any sign of the hooded trespasser. The tension peaked as they closed in on the figure, who, realizing escape was futile, froze in place. The reveal of the hooded intruder's identity sent shockwaves through the community. A neighbor who had seemingly embraced normalcy while harboring a sinister secret. Investigations uncovered a chilling truth: the intruder had been watching the Johnson family, meticulously waiting for the opportune moment to strike. As the police led the hooded figure away in handcuffs, Jake's fear gradually morphed into a profound sense of vulnerability. The illusion of safety shattered, leaving behind scars that transcended the physical boundaries of his suburban home. The Johnsons, like their neighbors, grappled with the aftermath of a horror that lurked not in the supernatural, but in the unsettling reality of a threat that could hide in plain sight. In the days that followed, the community united in the face of adversity, striving to reclaim the sense of security that had been stolen from them. Yet, the echoes of that harrowing night lingered, etching a permanent shadow on the once idyllic streets. The Johnson family, forever changed by the intrusion, grappled with the haunting awareness that true horror could materialize within the confines of a quiet suburban neighborhood.